A communications officer plays a vital role in shaping how an organization presents itself to the public, employees, and media. This position demands creativity, clarity, and strategic thinking. Whether it's managing press releases, crafting social media content, or handling crisis communication, a communications officer must ensure that every message reflects the organization's values and goals. In an interview, employers look for candidates who can combine strong writing skills with strategic communication and adaptability. This guide explores common communications officer interview questions, model answers, and useful tips to help you confidently present your expertise and personality. Understanding the role of a communications officer. A communications officer manages both internal and external communications to maintain a consistent brand image. They write press releases, manage media relations, coordinate public campaigns, and support leadership with messaging and presentations. The role often involves collaborating with marketing, HR, and management to ensure that communication aligns with organizational priorities. Employers seek candidates who are excellent writers, confident speakers, and strategic thinkers. They value individuals who can handle media inquiries, manage social platforms professionally, and respond effectively during public issues or crises. As you prepare for the interview, focus on demonstrating your ability to craft clear, persuasive messages and manage communication across multiple channels. Question 1. What are the key responsibilities of a communications officer? Here's how you can answer. The main responsibilities of a communications officer include developing and implementing communication strategies, managing media relations, writing and editing content for various platforms, and ensuring brand consistency across all messages. The role also involves internal communications, keeping employees informed and engaged through newsletters or announcements. Tip: show that you understand the role as both strategic and hands-on. Question 2. How do you handle media inquiries or public relations issues? Here's how you can answer. I always approach media inquiries with professionalism and accuracy. Before responding, I gather all relevant facts to ensure our message is clear and consistent with the company's stance. During sensitive situations, I coordinate with leadership to prepare official statements and ensure that all communication aligns with our organizational values. Tip: emphasize composure, fact-checking, and collaboration with senior management. Question 3. Can you describe a successful communications campaign you managed? Here's how you can answer. In my previous role, I led a campaign to raise awareness about a new sustainability initiative. I coordinated press coverage, created social media content, and organized a launch event. As a result, engagement on our social platforms increased by 40%, and several local media outlets featured our story. It taught me the value of cohesive messaging and timing. Tip: use measurable results to show the effectiveness of your communication strategy. Question 4. How do you ensure consistency in messaging across different platforms? Here's how you can answer. I start with a clear communication plan that outlines the key message, tone, and audience for each campaign. I maintain a style guide to ensure consistency in language and visuals. Regular collaboration with content teams helps align digital, print, and verbal communications with the same brand voice. Tip: demonstrate your organization, attention to detail, and teamwork skills. Question 5. How do you handle a communication crisis? Here's how you can answer. In a crisis, my first priority is to gather accurate information and confirm the facts before releasing any statement. I then work with leadership to develop a transparent and timely message. Maintaining honesty, empathy, and professionalism helps manage public trust while minimizing potential damage. Tip: show crisis management skills and the ability to remain calm under pressure. Question 6. What tools or software do you use for communication management? Here's how you can answer. I regularly use tools like Canva and Adobe Suite for design, Hootsuite and Buffer for social media scheduling, and Google Analytics for tracking engagement. For internal communications, I'm familiar with platforms like Slack, MailChimp, and Microsoft Teams. These tools help streamline communication and measure impact effectively. Tip: mention both digital communication tools and analytical platforms. Question 7. How do you tailor messages for different audiences? Here's how you can answer. I always start by understanding my audience, their interests, values, and communication preferences. For example, I use concise, visual posts for social media but detailed, formal reports for stakeholders. Adapting tone and content ensures messages are relevant and well received. Tip: highlight your adaptability and audience awareness. Question 8. How do you measure the success of a communication strategy? Here's how you can answer. I measure success using both quantitative and qualitative metrics, such as engagement rates, media mentions, and audience feedback. For campaigns, I set clear KPIs before launching, like reach or conversion targets. Post-campaign analysis helps identify what worked and guides improvements for future strategies. Tip: employers appreciate a data-driven approach to communication. Question 9. How do you handle negative feedback or social media criticism? Here's how you can answer. I believe transparency and professionalism are key. I address genuine concerns quickly with clear, factual responses while maintaining a respectful tone. If criticism is constructive, I use it as an opportunity for improvement. For sensitive issues, I coordinate responses with management to ensure consistency. Tip: show emotional intelligence and the ability to manage online reputation tactfully. Question 10. How do you collaborate with other departments? Here's how you can answer. I believe good communication starts within the organization. I regularly meet with teams from HR, marketing, and operations to align messages and gather updates. Collaboration ensures that every department's achievements and priorities are reflected in our communication efforts accurately. Tip: emphasize teamwork and cross-department coordination. Question 11. How do you keep up with trends in communication and media? Here's how you can answer. I stay updated through communication journals, online webinars, and professional networks like PRSA. I also follow media trends and study case studies from leading organizations. Continuous learning helps me adapt our strategies to the latest communication technologies and audience behaviors. Tip: demonstrate curiosity and commitment to professional growth. Question 12. Why should we hire you as our communications officer? Here's how you can answer. You should hire me because I bring a strong combination of strategic thinking, creativity, and communication skills. I have experience managing media relations, content creation, and internal communication effectively. I'm passionate about building positive brand images and ensuring that every message supports the organization's goals. My reliability and enthusiasm make me a strong fit for your communication team. Tip: summarize your strengths, creativity, leadership, and professionalism with confidence. Preparation tips for a communications officer interview. Before your interview, research the organization's mission, target audience, and communication channels. Review their website, social media presence, and recent press releases to understand their tone and messaging style. Prepare to discuss how you can enhance their communication strategies or manage challenges like audience engagement or crisis communication. Bring examples of your past work, press releases, campaign reports, or social media analytics to demonstrate your skills. Practice clear, confident speech, since interviewers will naturally assess your communication ability through your conversation. Finally, anticipate scenario-based questions such as how you'd respond to misinformation, handle a negative news story, or manage a brand launch. Structuring your answers with real examples using the STAR method, situation, task, action, result, helps make your responses memorable and credible. Final thoughts. A communications officer interview is your chance to demonstrate both your creativity and strategic communication skills. Employers want someone who can manage messaging effectively, handle public relations with professionalism, and engage audiences with clarity and confidence. Focus on showcasing your storytelling ability, digital proficiency, and strategic planning mindset. Emphasize that you're not just a communicator, but a brand advocate who ensures every message reflects organizational integrity and vision. Ultimately, success in this role comes from being a clear, calm, and confident voice for the organization. By showing that you can manage information responsibly, connect with diverse audiences, and handle communication challenges thoughtfully, you'll stand out as the ideal candidate for a communications officer position.